Last of the 1 o'clock games. Houston Texans 21, Arizona Cardinals 16. Texans move to 6-4. Cardinals fall to 2-9, sitting there with the number 2 overall pick right now. And C.J. Stroud, another big game. Most of it in the first half, 290 yards in the first half. Only ends up with 336. He had 3 picks in there, Stroud. 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. A couple of them not really his fault. But, yeah, Texans find another way to win. This is an exciting finish. I want to talk about that in a minute, but any initial thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, another game where I think I've been most impressed by Stroud on the games where things have gone wrong.
Yeah.
Weirdly. Like the ones that had the perfect box score type of things, those weren't actually his best games, I don't think. His best games have been the ones where something has gone wrong, or he's made a mistake, or something to show adversity has happened to him, and the way he's recovered, bounced back, or just ignored that and carried on trucking has been crazy. His touchdown to Tank Dell on that sort of scramble drill was literally uncoverable. And what was really impressive about that was both players made exactly the same and correct adjustment at exactly the same time in a way that they didn't have to communicate. Like, as soon as Stroud felt pressure and bounced out of the pocket, he starts pointing to Dell to, like, bail on your route, go deep, right? He doesn't need to tell him because at exactly the same time, Dell has seen that his quarterback is in trouble and is bailing on the route and going deep. And then they just connect. Like, he hits Tank Dell in the end zone for a touchdown. Like, that's a great play. It's a great adjustment from both parts, both rookies. And the fact that they were on the same page adjusting at the same time bodes incredibly well for their connection, going forward. Like, this isn't just 2 good players, 2 good rookies playing well. They're on the same page and intuitively making these decisions at the same time. The other thing that really impressed me, there was a blitz at some point that absolutely annihilated C.J. Stroud. Like, he got hit by this free rusher, just buried on the play. He had to leave the game for a play. Davis Mills comes in, comes back the next play. So he only leaves for one play. The next play, it's 3rd and 7. And he just fires, hits Tank Dell on the sideline, converts it, first down. You're like, I mean, that's a real, he got literally punched in the gut, had to leave the game for a play, comes back, oh, welcome back to the game, it's 3rd and 7, and just drops back, fires, pinpoint pass to the sideline, keeps the drive moving. I mean, that's what's really impressive by C.J. Stroud. Like, we're reaching this point now where, the season starts, you're a couple of games in, you're like, well, where is this transition point between your prior take and what you're seeing on the field now? Well, the longer you go, the more you have to start letting the current evidence take over. Stroud is looking better week on week, even if he's now had a couple of interceptions that weren't there earlier.
Yeah, Stroud, you highlighted on that deep ball to Tank. Unbelievable. I mean, just the feel, as you said, to get to that point, but then 43 yards or whatever, 50 yards through the air, right where it needed to be. The throw itself was exceptional. The thing I'm seeing from Stroud, I thought early in the year, I was impressed with him just doing QB things, right? Getting to second reads, going through his progressions, always being ready to throw, his footwork. Like the simple stuff that I was like, all right, that's really good for a rookie. Now these last few weeks, he is making a ton of throws from really tight, congested pockets. A ton of them. Where, and I don't think we saw this because he wasn't under pressure enough at Ohio State to really see this. He's making a lot of throws where he can't step into it. He's having to cut off his follow-through a little bit, and he's still putting the ball where he wants to. And so I'm seeing him, to me it's kind of like say like a three-point shooter who is good when it's open. He's good when it's open. He starts to hit a couple, and then before you know it, he starts feeling it. And he's fadeaway threes, and he's moving around, and he's coming off the dribble, and he's up in the difficulty level just a little bit because he's feeling it. That's what I'm seeing from Stroud these last couple weeks. Just an incredible confidence to make all these throws, no matter what's happening around him. Where I felt like what we felt coming out of Ohio State was, give him the clean pocket, give him the ability to step into it. He'll get it there. He'll throw that helmet high, boom.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I got a guy in my face, I don't care. I'm scrambling out, I don't care. I'm still making those throws. I've been so impressed. with all of those pieces of his game starting to come together these last few weeks.
I also there's something slightly comforting about if you look at his interceptions. So there was the one that hit his receiver in the hands, it gets bounced up and it ends up being an interception. Those are just kind of unlucky plays. But if you look at the other two, they are they're quarterback fault interceptions. They're not good throws. But if you sort of remove the defender from the picture, each one of them is going to hit his receiver in the hands and be a well-thrown pass. There's something comforting about even a bad decision or a bad forced throw. It's an accurate pass, right?
He throws accurate interceptions, huh?
Well, I just think that there's something slightly better from a building block fundamental standpoint than this throw. Jordan Love throws some interceptions where the ball is off by a location, by a couple of yards, and that's why it's an interception, right? It's a bad decision and it's a bad throw and it's just bad start to finish. The Stroud thing, this was just sort of pushing boundaries too much, right? The first one in the end zone, he's throwing in an accurate, well-thrown pass to Nico Collins in the back of the end zone, which laterally is splitting two defenders perfectly, and he just doesn't either. I think he sees him. He just doesn't appreciate what that underneath defender can do in terms of dropping underneath that. But you take that guy away, it's going to hit Nico Collins perfectly in the hands. I think that's a positive aspect of a bad throw, a bad decision. And then the other one, the same thing, the out route to Dell, I think it was. Guy ends up jumping that, getting underneath it. That's going to be a well-thrown pass. There's a certain element of comfort, I think, to those throws that even the bad decisions are laser accurate.
I don't have the same takeaway on the end zone one. I guess I kind of get it on the deep out. But yeah, 2 of the 3 interceptions on Stroud. Another one that was a little unlucky. But once again, plays a very good game. On the other side, I think if you're a Cardinals fan and you wanted your team to win, and I don't know if you do. If you're a Cardinals fan, you might want the draft pick. You're looking at all the missed opportunities. Arizona had a 4th and 3 where they picked up 2 yards, missed it short, missed on 4th and 4, and then the last 2 plays of the game, man, those were fun. I mean, this game was 21-16, forever, right? What was the last score? The last score was with 2:57 left in the third quarter, 21-16, and that score held, by the way, it was a 5-point spread for the Texans. Good job, man, in Vegas. But the last 2 plays of the game, I just love this. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I think I was talking about how third down's like a completely different football game sometimes? So Arizona's driving down for the win, and they couple zone coverages. Kyler hits some underneath passes, and then third down. And DeMeco Ryans, with the game on the line, up 5, is I'm going all-out blitz on 3rd and 8. So they look completely different than the previous couple plays. 3rd and 8, all-out blitz. You get a batted pass from the blitzer. Now it's 4th and 8. Now what are you going to do? Are you going to mix it up? No. All-out blitz once again. And what that does to the offense, it means you have to hit something quickly. And quickly can be a go ball. It could be a quick slant. It could be a quick out. But it's got to be something quick. But you also have to just throw it up. And you have to have perfect timing and communication with your receivers. It just makes the margin for error so tight. Kyler throws it up. Steven Nelson tips it away on 4th and 8 because it was all out blitz. You have to chuck it up. And so DeMeco Ryans, with the game on the line, this is the type of thing where if it goes sour, they're answering questions at the podium, man. Why are you doing this? Why would you leave all of your DBs on an island? Well, because, in this case, it worked. And Steven Nelson makes the play to tip it away, seal the win for the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, so not only do you need to hit something quickly, you need to have something even just in the route, even just in the play design available quickly.
Yeah.
That's one of the aspects of this thing. Even if you're going 0 blitz, it's 4th and 8. You're probably running things to an intermediate/deep level because you need 8 yards. You don't necessarily have a hot route open for an overload blitz to be able to hit the thing in the first place. That's an element here. And then the one other thing about that play is they end up sending 6 guys, but they drop 1 out from the middle to just take away the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So it's 0 blitz on the back end. There's 3 DBs playing deep, trying to take away anything that's coming out, the 3 receivers. But they also drop out 1 middle player to just take away that middle of the field. So you've got the left side, 2 receivers running a high-low where he ends up going with the ball. The guy that might have had an easy sort of hot route open over the middle, ends up running right into that player that drops out and was therefore taken out of the play. Like, it's not sort of just this psychotic, reckless overload blitz where there's literally nothing on the back end if they pick this up. They also add that one slight element of, let's just drop this one guy into this spot that might end up being a target and take it away. Like, you have to respect the aggression and sending the house and forcing the issue from that point of view.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar takeaway when I was watching it too. I was like, it wasn't just reckless. It was like, you don't know who's coming.
Right.
We're going to send enough that we're leaving everyone one-on-one pretty much. But we're going to take at least one thing away, right? And they did a really good job of that.
And they did the same thing the third down as well. And this
one, you don't know who's dropping, who's coming, whatever.
Yeah, I think it was Cashman, but this one, he does that thing where he actually starts going and engages the guard and then drops out, where you sort of you make them commit to the one player, even if he's not actually there. Like, part of this whole chess match of blitzing is the offensive line trying to figure out what they're picking up and what they're not. That gets exponentially harder to do if the player is actually going to force you to engage in him first before he drops out. Like, normally, as soon as a player drops, the offensive line reads that, and that can change the blocking assignments, right? Everybody can adjust from that point on. If that player is going to take 2 steps towards you, like punch your chest before he even thinks about dropping out, now you can't adjust because you've already committed to that guy. You can actually create this overload even whilst dropping out.